when a person looks at things, he sees that the sages also conducted business, but they conducted business in a very different way. Their blessing was extraordinary at times, but nonetheless tested. In the Sefer Anaf Etz Avot by Rav Ovadia, in the Mishnah, in Perek Aleph, Mishnah 9, he brings a story about Shimon ben Shetach, that's in the Gemara in the Yerushalmi, in Masechet Brachot. Shimon ben Shetach was one of the Gdolei Hador, was the head of the Sanhedrin. But not only that, Shimon ben Shetach was a very, very poor, extraordinarily poor. And one time his students they saw that he's struggling and he's getting older, and they wanted to help the rabbi, and they said, can we buy you a donkey? Can we buy this? Can we give this? He says, no. I don't want anything. Don't buy me anything. So, okay, can we at least get a donkey for the Rav? He said, okay, go to the Arab and get a donkey. I'll buy a donkey. They went to the Arab and they bought a donkey. They come back. On the way, they see that the donkey has something dangling on his neck. They open up the little bag and they see it's a huge diamond worth a fortune. Immediately the Talmidim are excited. Why? For their rabbi. Today, I would be amazed if the Talmidim ever arrived with that diamond for their rabbi. Perhaps the donkey, but not the diamond. But nonetheless, they come to the rabbi and say, Kvod Rav, we have fantastic news. What's the news? The donkey. No, not the donkey. The donkey came with a present from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here it is. Shimon ben Shetach says, where'd you get that? Came with a donkey? He says, yeah. He goes, no, I didn't buy a diamond. I bought a donkey. He said, but yeah, Kvod Rav, Hashem is giving you a blessing. You could even halachically, you could take it. It's taut agoy. It's the mistake of a non-Jew. You're allowed to technically benefit from it. Shimon ben Shetach says to his Talmidim, do you think Shimon ben Shetach, he talks about himself in the third person, you think Shimon ben Shetach is looking for riches? I only bought a donkey. And I'm only looking to sanctify Kadosh Baruch Hu's name in this world. That's it. Immediately he went with his Talmidim to this Arab and said, here you go, I only bought a donkey, this is your diamond. The Arab from that day on would walk in the markets saying, blessed is the God of Shimon ben Shetach. Blessed is the God of Shimon ben Shetach. Literally a Kiddush HaShem. Now this very same Shimon ben Shetach had tests other than just this one. And one time, 300 Nezirim, people that made a vow not to cut their hair, not to drink wine, and came to the Bet Din of Shimon ben Shetach and came to the Sanhedrin. Problem is that in order for their vows to end, they have to bring 3 different types of sacrifices. And all 300 of these Nezirim were poor. They didn't have any money. Now Shimon ben Shetach also doesn't have any money. Needless to say, not for 900 cows. So he went to his brother-in-law. Who was his brother-in-law? Yanai the king. Yanai was a king, and he was filthy rich. That's his brother-in-law. So Shimon ben Shetach was one of the advisors of the king too, because he was his brother-in-law and he was the Gdolei Hador. And he says to Yanai the king, listen, we have 300 Nezirim that are poor. And in order for their vow to end, they need to bring sacrifices. Why don't you pay your half and I pay my half? Yanai said, okay, no problem. He commanded his people, give Shimon ben Shetach the 450 cows that he wants or animals that he needs for half of the 300 people. Now the other now he has money for half. What about the other half? Before he went to Yanai, he looked for different halachic reasons, valid reasons of if he can cancel any of the vows because there was a mistake, what's called mekach ta'ut. There was an original mistake in the vow itself, and thereby the vow was really never valid to begin with. And he found that 150 of them were not valid vows, and therefore they don't need to bring any sacrifice, they don't need to cancel anything. In fact, everything that they did was for naught. But nonetheless, they go back to regular life. So now that the Yanai the king brought him what was needed for half of them, and the other half were already canceled out, everybody's free to go. But of course, there's always Reshaim out there, and they come to Yanai the king and they tell him, this Shimon ben Shetach, this advisor of yours, he cheated you, right? How did he cheat me? You gave money for half the people, the Nazarites. He didn't give any money. What do you mean he didn't give money? He said, give me half and I'll give half. Yeah, he didn't give any money. He freed them. That's it. Immediately, Yanai, who was a hothead, got angry and put a warrant for the arrest of Shimon ben Shetach. Shimon ben Shetach knew that his life was on the line. He fled, ran away. Some time passed, and some people from some dignitaries from a different country came to visit Yanai the king. And when they saw him, they said, "Oh, Your Highness, the last time we visited you, you had a very wise advisor, someone that we've never seen such wisdom sitting right next to you. What happened with him?" Of course, Yanai knew that they were talking about Shimon ben Shetach, a genius. And immediately he told his wife, who was Shimon ben Shetach's sister, he told his wife, "Go, send out a message to your brother in his hiding spot, wherever he's hiding, and tell him that he can come back, be in my palace. I won't do any harm to him. And here's my signet ring. That is, you can give it to him as this is, promising that I won't do anything to him. This is the guarantee." Shimon ben Shetach got the message, came back to the palace. After he came back to the palace, he saw that the king, the queen, which is his sister. Shimon ben Shetach took a chair and put right between them, and he sat there between them. Yanai found this amusing, and he says to him, "Why did you cheat me?" Shimon ben Shetach says to him, "Of course, Chas v'shalom, I never cheated you. Me cheat? Chas v'shalom." He says, "Yeah, but you said you pay half and I pay half. You didn't pay any money." He says, "Your Highness, no, I said you pay half, I pay half. You paid with what God gave you, which is the money. I paid with what God gave me, which is the Torah. I used the Torah wisdom that I learned, that I toiled for, that I sacrificed everything for, to do the same exact thing, just like the Torah commands us to. Your currency is money, my currency is Torah." So Yanai says to him, "You answered wisely, so why did you flee?" He says, "Because that very same Torah taught me that when someone is angry, you can't rationalize with him. I knew my life was on the line, you wouldn't hear me." He says, "Okay, then why did you sit between me and the queen?" He says, "Because the very same Torah that we're talking about says that when you have Torah wisdom, you'll sit in between the kings. And that's what I'm doing." Shimon ben Shetach acted in accordance to the Torah. Now, of course, in the business world today, people sometimes think that the business only speaks in dollars and cents. And the truth is that if a person follows the Torah, there are plenty of opportunities for that person to bring parnasah, to bring bracha, to bring a lot of good things to their life. It's all based on how loyal a person is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Are you going to sell Hashem for those few dollars? Are you going to sell Hashem for that ambitious desire that you have? Do you really think you could succeed without Hashem? And that's one of the things that a person needs to always ask themselves. One of the things that people need to know is that in order for us to get a real blessing, we have to make sure that were not only following Hashem's ways by doing mitzvot, investing in Torah, investing in helping people do tshuva, but also staying away from sins and cleaning up as much as we possibly can.